Hi guys. So, if you feel it in your heart and you think you would like to support my channel, go check out the Patreon page down below. Have a wonderful meditation. Thank you. Are we ready to meditate with Corey? Make sure you're laying down. You're trying to stay still. Listen to my voice and listen to the music and start to let your body relax. It's the end of a busy day. This is your time to lay down, be still, and relax. My story today is all about a little fairy, a fairy called Sadie. Sadie was 6, almost 7, very, very close to being 7. And when you're a fairy, 7 years old is a very special time. It's a special time because when you're 7, you start to do a process where you can earn your wings. And we all know how important it is for a fairy to be able to fly. Sadie was going to be 7 in just a few days, and she was super excited, super duper excited, the most excited that she'd ever been. She already had wings, but there were rules. There were rules to being a fairy. And those rules were part of what it means to grow up when you're a fairy. Just like we have rules and boundaries and things we can do and things we can't do just to keep us safe, fairies are just like that. When she turns 7, the process will begin and she will have a chance to earn her wings and finally be able to fly. There are certain stages that you have to go through to earn your wings. Sadie knew those stages very well. She had older sisters and older brothers that had already been there and done that and gone through all of the training processes to earn their wings. So she knew everything that was expected of her. There were 5 things. They were listed as kindness, compassion, sharing, respect, and love and honor for the self. 5 things. 5 tests, if you like, that she had to learn to earn her right to fly. And when fairies are talking about kindness, they're talking about being kind to others, helping others, doing things that help other fairies and other beings to show that you're a kind fairy. It was about a week later. Sadie was 7, and things were already starting to happen. For 2 days, she had older fairies following her, watching everything that she did. What was really cool was Sadie was a very kind fairy, so this was easy for her because she already was kind to others. She already tried to help others all the time. So really, all that was happening was a bunch of older fairies were watching her do her normal routine. She helped other fairies gather and collect berries and food. She helped other fairies to prepare homes and make homes out of twigs and leaves and all the soft things that they could find to make beds and pillows. She helped her family to clean their home and prepare food. Sarah had a little sister, so she helped her little sister all the time. Sarah had a kind heart and a lot of kindness, so she definitely passed the first stage of earning her wings. Are you kind? Do you help others as much as you can just because you want to? I bet you're just like Sadie. And if you're not, I bet you try to be just like Sadie, yeah? Sadie got a certificate that said, "I am a kind fairy." She hung it in her bedroom. She passed the first test. The second test was compassion. Compassion means when you think about other people, when you think before you do something connected to other people. Compassion is when you care about other beings and people. Compassion is when you love all things. You have compassion for all things. Again, Sadie was very good at this because compassion really goes along with being kind. If you're not kind, then you probably aren't a very compassionate being. So they go hand in hand. There were lots of animals where the fairies lived. Insects, birds, butterflies, bees. Sadie was kind and compassionate to all of the animals, as well as all of the other fairies, but she really understood what compassion was. She didn't harm anything. She never squished a bug. She never ate an animal. She never harmed anyone. She was truly compassionate. Within no time at all, Sadie got a certificate saying, "I am a compassionate fairy." She hung it in her room next to the "I am a kind fairy" certificate. She was doing very well with her tests. The third test started very shortly afterwards, and the third test was sharing. Was she a fairy that shared? Sharing means you give things that belong to you or share things that belong to you because you want to, because you enjoy it. Sharing because you have to, because you're being told to, is a little bit different. Sharing your belongings, or sharing your food, or sharing your time, or sharing your heart just because you want to is the real understanding of sharing. Luckily for Sadie, she liked to share. And what's really cool about the universe is when you give, you receive. That means when you share things from your heart and you do it because you want to, good things will come back to you just because. That's how the universe works. When you share, you will receive. Sadie shared anything and everything depending on the moment. If someone needed something from Sadie and she could live without it, she would share. The cute thing was she always got things back, because that's how the universe works, remember? When you share, and you share because you want to, you can guarantee that the universe and the earth and all the stars and the moon and everything in the world is watching over, and they will bring nice things back to you just because you're a nice person. Sadie was a nice fairy, and she shared, and she liked to share. So guess what happened? She got another certificate. I am a very good sharing fairy. She put the certificate on her wall in her bedroom. Third test complete. She was doing really, really good. All of the tests took time. A couple of days at least, each one. She got to the fourth test, and the fourth test was all about respect. Respect is when you admire someone or something, or even yourself. Respect is when you behave in a way that shows that you appreciate, admire, honor, whatever it is that you think someone else is great. And because of that, you respect them. Now, the most important lesson about respect is respecting yourself. Sadie, again, was very good at this because she respected herself. She would never harm herself. She would never do anything that would hurt herself. She respected herself, and she showed that she respected herself by not allowing people to treat her badly, or other fairies or anyone else to treat her badly. If people were in her life that treat her badly, she would not have them in her life anymore. She wouldn't even be around those people because she respected herself and didn't want to put herself in situations where she would be unhappy. When you respect yourself, you put yourself first. And when you put yourself first, sometimes that's the best thing that you can do to be good to everyone else around you. Because if you don't respect yourself and you don't take care of yourself and you do harm yourself because of your behavior or because you go against what you want to do just for someone else, then you'll be hurting and you'll be sad and it won't feel right in your body. And then, guess what? You probably won't be kind. And you probably wouldn't be compassionate to others. And you probably wouldn't want to share because you were sad and upset. Because you weren't taking care of yourself. So respect is a very important test. And Sadie passed. Because she did respect herself. She took care of herself, she bathed herself, she fed herself with happy, healthy foods that made her feel good. She slept so she wouldn't be tired. She exercised so she felt full of energy, and she took care of her happy little fairy body. She did all the right things connected to respecting yourself. And she passed the test. She got another certificate. I am a fairy who respects myself and others, is what it said on it. The fourth test she passed with flying colours once again. She put the certificate on her bedroom wall, took a nice deep breath and prepared herself for the final test. The final test was all about love. Love and honor. Love is when you love things from your heart. It's much stronger than like. It's when you really, really love someone or something or yourself. And honor is when you have pride in yourself or pride in something around you or some other person. That's when you have honor. Sadie had both. She had a lot of love in her big fairy heart, and she loved all things, remember? Loving things is very much like being compassionate and being kind, so they all kind of tied into one. And she already knew she was good at being kind, and she already knew she was good at being compassionate, and she already knew she was good at sharing, and she already knew that she could be respectful. Love was kind of mixed in with all of those things, don't you think? Because when you love someone or you love yourself, you are kind, you are compassionate, you do share from your heart, and you respect them, don't you? Sadie realized that these tests were really all connected. And these tests were just to make sure that she deserved, that she honored her wings. It was very important that when she flew as a good fairy, as a kind fairy. It would be awful if there were fairies out there in the world and they weren't very nice fairies, wouldn't it? We need fairies to be kind and compassionate and loving so that they can help us and also teach us how to be kind and loving and compassionate so that we can get our fairy wings just like Sadie. Now, we're not always kind and we're not always compassionate, and sometimes we don't want to share, and sometimes we say things that aren't very respectful, and sometimes we say things to people that we love that aren't very nice. And that's totally okay. Sometimes we don't always do the right thing. But to get our angel wings, we at least have to try. And just like Sadie, that way we can get through all of the tests to become a good person, like she was a good fairy. Sadie got her final certificate. I am a fairy that's loving. That was her favorite certificate. Because to her it meant that she was all of the other things combined. She was a loving fairy. The following day they had a ceremony, a big party where everyone in the village came. They ate, they danced, they sang, and they flew. They danced while they were flying. Sadie danced and flew all around the village, up over the trees, up into the sky. She couldn't wait for her first assignment, her assignment where she would have to go and help a child on Earth to go through something where they needed a fairy to help them. She couldn't wait to live in fairy gardens at the bottom of the garden that the children had made out of lollipop sticks, twigs, gems, crystals, shiny things, anything that they thought fairies would like. She loved those houses. She'd heard all about little fairy houses that people make, and she'd never been able to fly and go and see them, and now she could. Having her wings meant she could finally be a complete fairy. She could finally start to help all the children all over the world to make their dreams come true, to make magic happen, to be supportive and be a friend when they need it. Sadie was ready. Now close your eyes. Let's start to dream about fairies. If you haven't done so already, maybe you should think about making a special fairy house under a tree in your garden somewhere. A tiny little house where fairies can come and hang out and wait there until you need them. It's very easy to make a little fairy house. All you have to do is do a little bit of research to find out all the things that fairies like. And when you make your house, you fill it with love. That will definitely make a fairy come stay there with you. They love it when you fill their little houses with love. Maybe you could put something in the house that you would like to share. Something that belongs to you, that's very dear to you, but you want to share it with a fairy, just like Sadie. And when you build the fairy home, you can show how loving you are, how compassionate you are, just by taking care of all the little details, thinking about what a fairy would like. Let me know if you decide to make a fairy home, okay? Maybe I can help you. Until then, close your eyes. Make sure they're completely shut so that you can imagine what your fairy home is going to look like as you start to relax your body. Relax your feet, your toes, your ankles, your legs, your calves. Relax. Your thighs, your hips, the base of your spine relaxes. Your tummy, your belly button, your ribs, all relax. Each one of your tiny little vertebrae, the bones in your back, get comfortable and heavy and relax. Your chest, your shoulders, and your neck relaxes. Your head, your ears, your nose relaxes.